Hello everyone, this is Brian Trible from Loose Lug Nuts Racing. I'm an admin in the league. We're currently starting our 2019 season with Daytona Super Speedway, and it's pretty exciting. Also kind of stressful for a lot of the guys in the garage. So I want to give 3 quick tips as to how to have a better race here. First things first, um, we are starting off with a fixed setup. It's been modified a little bit, and this is with a steering box ratio of 10 to 1. Some people think that's pretty good. Some people think it's not so great. So I just wanted to show you what the difference is with the 10 to 1 ratio versus some of the other ratios that you could have. So I'm just getting the back stretch. This is the base setup that we're going to use tonight, and it's the 10 to 1 setup. And I'm going to saw the wheel a little bit. And I'm just going to do a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. So this is me sawing the wheel going down the back stretch at Daytona. And we are already kind of out of control there. So we're going to make that complete stop there. And I want to show you, you have the option to change that. So we can go into the garage, chassis, and right here, the steering ratio, it's one of the few things you can change in a league setup. You can change your steering ratio and your steering offset and your brake bias. Those are the 3 things that you can change in a fixed setup. So I'm going to take this from 10.1 and put up to 16.1. Apply, save, and go. And I'll get back to the back stretch as quick as I can. Okay, so I'm going to emulate the same thing. I'm just going to do the same thing with my hands on the back stretch that I did the first time. But now at the 16 to 1, this is basically what happens. Way less roll in the car and way less movement. So you can do a lot more input, and it's going to have less of an effect on where your car is going. So the pros to that is when you're down here on the inside line and there's a car in front of you and you can't see very well, you may have to react a little bit. And when you're kind of zigzagging your hands to react in small little amounts, it's way easier to catch with a 16 to 1 ratio. If you're really smooth with your hands, and maybe you have professional race car driving experience in the first place, you're not going to need such a 16 to 1. You may want that lower ratio to be more exact so you can make quicker moves. And that is the drawback. So, if we had to make a quick move with not a whole lot of forethought, 16 to 1 is going to be slower. It's going to be like you're driving a boat. But if you're not ready to fly a fighter jet, you really should be behind the wheel of a biplane like me. I really recommend the 16 to 1. Okay, so the second thing you can do is inside the cockpit here while you're driving. It's important what you can see out this window. And just so you guys know, I have triple screens, so you're seeing about half of all there is to see with the triple screens. But as we're going to the corner, I'm looking up here. I'm looking at this corner. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking up here. I'm looking up here. The whole time, your eyes need to be up here, and they tell your hands what to do. And by the time you get there, hopefully your hands are already doing it. Now, the difficult thing in restrictor plate racing is there's going to be a car right here blocking like basically all of this, and that makes it really tough. So some of the things we can do over here in this this box, this is the I think F9 in your black box. We can kind of control the angle, tilt your head up a little higher, and then the field of view. We can get a little bit closer. And so those are the in-car adjustments that you can make. And you'll see the closer and closer we get to the top, now there's more visibility. We can see further around that corner. And when there's a car directly in front of you, it does make it perfect. But if you can't see here, you can still see up here. And so my eyes are up here, and that's how I'm controlling my hands as we go through the corner. So even if you can't see directly in front of you, you still can see a little bit better. So I want to show you the other thing we can do. These adjustments in here in the F9 black box are fantastic. But you can also make adjustments. Oh, gotta get a little further out here. In your main screen here. So once you have the replay up, you want to put it into the cockpit view, and then you can do Control F12. When you do Control F12, it brings up all these extra camera edits that you can do, and they're really cool. So for instance, with the X-axis, we can make it closer. You know, we can really get crazy, get all the way up there. I like it so that I can see basically, and this car is a little bit different because the dashboard comes up, but I want to be able to see my my instruments in case I start overheating or whatever. And then you have the Y-axis angle. This is going to be left and right. If you can move this further to the right, you'll see that there's more you can see up here. So as you're going through the corner, you can see further this way if you move this to the right. Alternatively, right in the middle is fine. I think that is more accurate. It's more realistic. The other thing you do is the Z-axis, and that's up and down, and we can move this thing up. And when you do that, it'll make a little bit more available up here in the field of vision. So those are the three things that you can really mess around with in here. There's a whole nother orient part, and this is kind of pitch. So you can pitch your head to look down or up. You can pitch it to roll, you know, right and left. And then also you can pitch it like on an axis, left and right. And so you can actually just, if you're always going to be looking to the left a little bit, and this is not really for this track, but you know, you can take it from dead center, just turn a couple clicks to the left, and then move the Y-axis over here a little bit, and you're just kind of setting yourself up for a better angle up here. So when you're practicing tonight, guys, the idea is to kind of park the car, change your settings, and have a really good field of view down here. So you do laps in traffic in the draft, and then come back into this screen, and then do a replay in the cockpit view. And while it's going on, so I'm going to show you, while it's going on, you can be controlling everything in here and make it exactly the way you want it to make it. So hopefully that helps, guys. Good luck with the race.